Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're on Twitter, we're on iSeriously's Twitter, which can only mean one thing, even though it's not the standard gifs we're used to seeing. We've got a Michael Scott from the US Office gif, but we scroll down, we click on this tweet here, and we click on translate. It says, it's a gun that goes and pan. Of course, what does that mean? I mean, you've already probably seen it from the title, etc., and probably everywhere else. Pan is going to be the next Dokkanfest that is coming to the global version, which I was not expecting that switch up. I'm not gonna lie, they tend to switch up a lot of things during this time period after Worldwide anyway, but I was not expecting Pan to be coming now. I was highly expecting Golden Freeze and the ROF boys, but that's not to be. But I will leave his link in the description down below if you do want to check him out. But first we're going to look at Pan's banner, we're going to take a look at her, and then the side banner Trunks and Giru that come with her. In terms of everything else that comes in her celebration, I'll do that in a different video at a later date. But let's go through her banner. So of course, there's the introduction of them two, who I've already said, where the god that is Ginyu that comes back. However, he was literally the Dokkanfest that came just before the 7th anniversary on Global. And it's literally only been about, what, 3 months since he was released on Global? So I would definitely be having a pinch of salt that he actually comes back on her banner. I feel like it will be highly likely he gets switched out for someone else, like maybe the androids or someone else, but I don't think Ginyu will be coming back, because as I said, it's only been like 3 months, which is no time at all in Dokkan. So as I said, I would definitely have a grain of salt in terms of Ginyu not being on the banner. I hope he is, because if he is, I'll pick him up with coins, but it's probably likely he won't be there. We've got Transforming Trunks, who's an okay unit, SSJ4 Gogeta, and the 2 GT Super Saiyan units. It's an okay banner. It's an okay banner. It's mainly pretty decent because Ginyu's there, but as I said, considering he wasn't that long ago here on Global, probably won't be on Pan's banner when she drops very soon. So in terms of Pan's details, she is a Bond of Friendship and Dragon Ball Seekers 170 lead, which it's nice that Dragon Ball Seekers have a 170 lead, but overall, them as 170 leads, they're okay, they're nothing special. And then she 200% leads GT Heroes, which Bond of Friendship GT Heroes units, obviously you're looking at her, you're looking at Trunks and Giru, you're looking at the EZAs that are coming during the celebration, so any GT Goku units, the EZA Giru that's coming. Also SSJ4 Gokus are on those that 200% lead as well, which also includes the EZA LR, EZA Full Power SSJ4 Goku. It's a solid category. It's quite small. You know, if you're missing some of those kind of bigger units you want in the category, it you know, it doesn't really have much variety and replacements for those units, but it's not bad, especially if you have all the units and all the pieces to put it together. And also GT Trio's also getting an EZA as well, and they're very good. Dragon Ball Seekers GT Heroes, however, is basically a much nicher and smaller version of Bond of Friendship in GT Heroes 200%, where it's pretty much just Trunks, GT Gokus, Girus. So it's not the best. It's not the best. So her 200% leader skills overall are okay. She has a plethora of unit super attacks, by the way, but we'll start with the one where she's by herself. She does stack attack on all her super attacks, by the way, so she can put out some very impressive numbers, but she does raise attack, causes immense damage with a medium chance of stunning. Her first unit super attack, she greatly raises attack, causes immense damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy, which can be activated with a Trunks GT unit attacking in the same turn. The second one, she'll greatly raise attack and cause immense damage with a high chance of stunning, which can be activated with a Giru attacking in the same turn. Then we have the final one, which can greatly raise attack, cause immense damage with a great chance of stunning the enemy, which can be activated with a GT Goku unit attacking in the same turn, which I hope, considering how well Pan can work and how good she is, a great addition to her 200% lead, and also getting this specific unit super attack off and a portion of her passive off, and something we all want to see in the future anyway, I think the majority can agree on, would also work really well with her, would be a GT SSJ3 Goku that transforms into SSJ4 Goku. I reckon that would work really well. I mean, not only do we want to see it anyway, but he would be busted and actually work really well with this Pan. So hopefully that's something that can come in the future. On her passive, she gets attack and defense plus 150% at the start of turn. She gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when attacking. She also gets key plus 2, which considering her link set's pretty good, but you're going to be missing a few links, that's actually kind of almost making up for it, I guess. She also gets an additional attack plus 50% and reduces damage received by 50% before attacking as the first attacker in a turn. So for the most part, she is a slot 1 unit with 50% damage reduction and decent defense once her passive is fully built up, which is very good. However, do remember this bit, which is she will have the 50% damage reduction before attacking as the first attacker in a turn. So all those slot 1 attacks that come in red zone that you really want to like avoid or like take no damage on, because typically you're waiting for a unit to super or something, she will have that 50% damage reduction. She will tank them. She will tank them somewhat well. But once she supers, after she supers, that 50% damage reduction is gone. So that's how that works. She also gets an additional attack and defense plus 20% up to 100%, which is only 5 attacks, which is an extra 100% on top of the 150, which is nice. Also, with each attack performed, she also launches an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack when your team has a GT Heroes category ally whose name includes Goku, Trunks, or Giru attacking in the same turn. And considering all the easy A's that are coming out, the new Trunks and Giru, also the easy A for the GT Trio, etc., you're going to be running all these units with her anyway, especially with all the unit super attacks, so that's very easy to get off. Not to mention the additionals help her build up this part of her passive just a bit quicker, which is also very nice in harder content. She also has an active skill which greatly raises her attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy within the turn activated, and she has a chance for a critical at plus 59%, which of course is very nice because she's going to be stacking throughout the entire event. Not to mention if you're constantly getting off her unit super attacks, she'll be greatly raising attack, which is 50% every time she supers. Also, she could get an additional, which means she could stack up again by 50% in one turn, or even by 30%, which still means she's stacking up twice in one turn, which is very nice. And then by the time you pop the active, you would have been stacking the entire time, which means the active will do a whole bunch of damage, and also has a 59% chance to crit, which means the amount of damage you can do to an enemy, since you've been stacking and also can crit, is pretty deadly. Like, could you imagine if Final Form Cooler had a crit on his active skill? He would be, I mean, he's already a menace, but can you imagine how broken that would be? And to activate it, it can be activated after performing 5 or more attacks during battle with a GT Heroes category ally whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn, which again, considering who you're going to be running her with on a 200% lead, very easy to get off. No turn restriction as well, so her active conditions are very nice. So pretty much once she's built up her passive, you can use her active skill. Not to mention, again, if you do have GT Goku, Trunks, Giru, you can also additional, which means you can get the active skill off quicker as well. So yeah, works very well, very nice kit. Her link set's not bad either. All in the family, you can get it off as a very nice link. She also has Saiyan Lineage, which is a good key link, especially with Goku units. GT, Kamehameha, and Fierce Battle. So a pretty decent link set. She goes on some nice categories as well. Hybrid Saiyans, Dragon Ball Seekers, Goku's family. There's also Youth, Kamehameha, Space Traveling Warriors, GT Heroes, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent and Child. As I said, she goes on some nice categories. However, I will say this. Out of those categories that are there, she can get on Hybrid Saiyans because of the GT Trunks units. However, that's kind of like an isolated rotation. Same can be said with Kamehameha and Goku because of the GT Goku units and also SSJ4 Goku units. Same can be said with GT Heroes, even though there's a lot of amazing units, you can still squeeze her on there. However, the rest, and kind of GT Heroes as well, and the same can be said for these two categories also, depending on what units you have. There's a few more better units you can have without having to bring units you kind of don't want to bring to get Pan to pop off. So they kind of count as better options, not to mention probably better synergistic options as well, rather than kind of getting Pan on there and almost forcing her to be there. So I will say that you probably will mainly just be using her on her 200% lead. So, you know, but she still goes on some very good categories. So that's the Pan. As I said, she's a very good unit, one of the better ones in the game. Then we have the side banner Trunks and Giru, who are a Bond of Friendship sub-lead. On Super, they greatly raise attack for one turn, cause supreme damage to enemy, and lowers defense. They change AGO and Tech Key Spheres to Ink Key Spheres. I don't know why they just didn't do any random Key Sphere to Ink Key Spheres, but for some reason they chose specifically AGO and Tech Key Spheres. They get attack and defense plus 120. They also support GT Heroes, Bond of Friendship, Dragon Ball Seekers with key plus 1, attack and defense plus 20%, which is pretty much who they're going to be surrounded by all times anyway. They also get an additional attack and defense plus 120 with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Considering they're an orb changer, that's very easy to get off. But again, it would have been probably a lot more sensible if it was, you know, change any random key spheres to ink key spheres, or even change any random key spheres to rainbow key spheres, but still. They also get an additional attack and defense plus 120 and all enemies attack minus 20%. Attack minus 20% with 5 or more key spheres obtained. So all in all, if you can get them 5 key spheres, they will have a total of 360% attack and defense. On top of the fact they will also greatly raise attack on Super. So pretty decent if you can get them the orbs. The attack minus 20% on all enemies I've said this before, it's nice that they have it and also where you can actually use it. However, it's not going to make too much of an impact because you're probably not going to notice it too much. And then finally, they give all allies key +2 in attack and defense and a chance of pouring a critical hit +10%, which is very nice, with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So if you can get 7 or more key spheres, and you are running with GT Heroes and Bond of Friendship and Dragon Ball Seeker category allies, in total they'll get key +3, attack and defense +30%, and a crit chance +10% as well. In terms of the link set, not the best, I'll be honest, but they do have Fierce Battle and of course GT. And they go on Dragon Ball Seekers, Join Forces, Space Traveling Warriors, GT Heroes, and Bond of Friendship. I'm not gonna lie, you're probably more likely, if you do pull them and Pan, you'll probably mainly just run them with Pan. So in terms of these other categories, I probably wouldn't pay too much attention outside of the ones that Pan are going to be on with her. But yeah, those are the details for the upcoming Dokkanfest. Pan, of course, is coming next on Global. The side banner Trunks and Giru. As I said, close to the time, I'll go through all the celebration details and what else is coming, like EZAs, etc. For the GT Trio and all the other ones that are coming. The one thing I'm very curious about, especially with the introduction of the Carnival exclusive banner, is we have a Rising Dragon Carnival banner that comes with Pan, which is for the Chilai and Fasha, who are actually both very good units. So kind of curious what's going to kind of go on there, and also the scheduling as well, considering November's guaranteed to be Heroes and December's guaranteed to be Ton of Butter. So I'm very curious of what's going to go on with scheduling, and also the Dragon Carnival banner as well, with the introduction of Carnival exclusive. Because of course, JP got this banner before Worldwide. We're getting it after the new banner format change and the introduction of Till Coins and Carnival exclusive LRs. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you want it to be Pan? Did you want it to be someone else? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys, and peace.